Welcome, viewers, back to Heart of the Machine. We are sitting pretty, waiting for some of our projects to complete before we start investigating new timelines. I'd like to get to Intelligence Class 5. We need 12 million neural expansions, so that might be a little bit ambitious, seeing as we don't really have anything that is going to expand us that fast. So maybe it does require timeline travel before we can get there. I'm not going to hold that as the target. What I want to target is just finishing the projects we already have progress in. And if we're forced to another timeline, we'll go, but there doesn't seem to be any hurry. We're still making good progress here. Our main actions right now are waiting for this investigation to complete. I think there's a raven there, but I'm not, for some reason we're not seeing her. Yeah, she's there. Interesting. An invisible raven. So we have 7 turns left for whatever that raven's doing. 5 turns left on this investigation here. Company growth is coming along at 51,000 of the 80,000 required. We have a lot of room in wine farms, even beyond what's required to finish that project. So I was thinking that that would get us to the 12 million neural expansion that we need, but I'm looking at the numbers, I'm just doubting it now. We have 50,000 people in there, even with a 5x of 3 million. Yeah, if it was all coming from that, it could do it, but I don't think that's where the majority of our neural expansion is coming from. Buildable buildings, we do have a few new things or more things we can work on, but I think right now what really needs to happen is, wow, we can sell a lot of filtered water already. I bet we can finish that soon. Designing Anthro Neuroweave is coming along. We are researching. Stealing Atka Bank records. That's what we're doing over here with these 3 predators and this tech. There is going to be combat here as soon as we click the next turn button. Break-in. This is our most interesting recent thing. We have raccoons, 5 raccoons, and if we look at this, resources, life forms, look at that, we have 5 uplifted raccoons with room for 10,000, great. This screen's kind of interesting. I also notice here we have over 1 million sheltered humans. There are a handful of abandoned humans, I'm not sure how that happened. I'm not sure why they're not going to our refugees or shelters. We also have room for mind uploads, but nobody's doing it. So, interesting there. It's been available for a few turns now, but nobody's taken advantage. Wonder if that was a total waste. Maybe the mine farms have to get more popular first. The ledger is another interesting thing this turn. We finally have pretty much solved the bovine tissue issue. It looks like we are using 2 more than we are making, but that gives us capacity for another 2 million turns, so I don't think it's going to be an issue. Wealth is slowly creeping toward net positive. We have a few more thousand to go. In fact, let's look at the input-output on wealth and see if it tells us where the input's coming from. Just from mine farms, 6,800 so far, with 50,000 people in there, so I feel like that's going to go up another 3,000, so we're probably going to still be net negative on wealth. Street level project expense, active deal, street level project expense, so that's giving money away. And then this active deal is our main negative, and that's just the toilet paper we're buying from the cult. Currently, toilet paper in and out, if we take a look at that, also known as daily necessities. We're making 990,000, so we have a 100k excess right now. 100k excess means we could probably drop this down. If we set that to 9, yeah, that's exactly 100k. Hmm. 5,800 net. No. At level 9, 850. Let's leave it there and see if that solves our wealth issue. I have a feeling it might. And then that's it. Nothing else to do for now. Let's just take a look at this and watch what happens as we switch to turn 233. Alright, no big mech to deal with this turn, but there are 9 enemy attacks planned, so in addition to these 3, we have an incursion of Syndicate, Sharpshooters, Heavies, and Gunners, who are going to destroy this neuroscience lab if we don't do anything about it. I think that is solvable. Let's take care of this problem first, though. These are predators. Predators here are using non-lethal horrify tactics to take out SecForce Hacker and IP Security. Hopefully these are all non-lethal. It's hard to tell for sure. Yeah, there's nothing but morale damage happening there, so these should be non-lethal. Not that it matters, but it's you know, it's how I like to play the game. Alright, over here, this lone Syndicate gunner is going to be taken out by deterrents. It's a whole new group over here that's coming to assault us. We're gonna have to send some keepers over there. Now, hopping a keeper in, it looks like we could kill this guy. And then the rest of those will be regular shots. And we'll take out this one on top of the roof. Nobody likes a enemy on the high ground. And then we'll take out this Syndicate Heavy here. And that still didn't save the building, so we're gonna have to bring in a second one. This one doesn't get a lucky shot to kill one on first go, but this one can take a lot of damage. And then we take out these 2. Building is now saved. That building's taken quite a beating there, so I wish we could shoot one more time here. It does look like all of these are going to die next turn, and if we check out on check out our analysis tab, this building is in the repair radius. I do notice that this circle here. So if we look at repair spiders, that one's responsible for this circle. So this circle seems completely redundant to me because there's 2 other circles that it overlaps. So let's go ahead and get rid of that one. I did lose track of it already. It's also these 2 up here, which honestly aren't doing a whole lot. I like this one because it's covering the Android launcher and the scanner, but this one, it's covering a mine farm and a network range extender. Okay, maybe that's valuable. It's really this one I want to move. This one here, our original repair spider, right in the middle, not doing anything. Goodbye. Alright, and that will let us drop another repair spider way over here to cover all of these. I guess we want to bias it upward here to recover those 2, so let's put it right about here. Feels good. And once that's built, hopefully we can see what it covers. while we're waiting for that to build, we're bringing someone over. Well, we could finish this zoology lab. That's probably better value. And this vet practice. And then I think that's about it. Should probably bring this senior tech back up. So let's have this vehicle go down and pick you up. That vehicle there is a troop transport, a shell company troop transport, or economic transport. And then if we send you back over here, you can help build that repair spider that we just laid down, which is over that way. Right there. So if I select transport, select you, and then find that repair spider again somehow. There it is. It's definitely hard to see when you can't do this. There it is. Okay. And that's all of our mental energy, so we can't quite get that repair spider done. Let's go ahead and move to 234. I guess we want to look how this combat plays out. I don't think we're going to lose anything. But, it'd be nice to see what they're shooting at. Kind of hard. Keep it all in view at once. There we go. We do have a small arms research idea. Revolvers, handguns, security jacket, electrovelocity, fear effectiveness, grenade area, rifle projectile density. So slowly we're building up rifles. I'm not sure. I think, yeah, once, if we don't have shotguns option, rifles make sense. That'll eventually get the Nickelbots up to speed. And turn 234, how we look. Great. Wrong side of history. Killed 10,000 humans in open combat in a single timeline. One way or another, they were supporting a corrupt society that needs to change. Interesting. 6 enemy attacks planned this turn. Another mech is on the loose, on the prowl. Alright, before we target mechs, we kind of know what to do to get them, but let's have these predators deal with the main targets. And then this one should have, yes, he still has armor-piercing rounds. So 2 shots. That's enough to take out the mech. We have 3 turns left here. Nothing else attacking us. 5 more turns for the Raven to complete. Housing expansion idea ready. We could add stewards. If we needed more residential megastructures, we could add wind engines if we need more power. Honestly, neither of those. We don't need either. I guess stewards gives us the most options because there's a few buildings there we haven't figured out how to make yet. But we're not planning on making any housing anytime soon. Game is suggesting we make another zoology lab. I'm not sure we need to. Ooh. No veterinary research yet because we haven't actually finished building, or we hadn't finished building our vet building yet. I think it's there now. Yeah, so next turn we should start seeing more progress on the break-in. As for the other projects, company growth is almost done at 83%. Our wealth is very close to positive, but not quite positive. Let's take a look at the ledger and daily necessities. It looks like we're still doing fine on daily necessities with net income of 363, just barely above what we need. And look at that, we're almost positive on wealth for the first time in since we started, pretty much. A lot of complaints from structures. Hopefully these get fixed as we repair those structures. Designing and through Neuroweave is coming along. That's a passive project. The medical research is complete. The neurology and bionics engineering is still ongoing. Nothing much else to say there. Could do please be our cyberocracy. I think we're going to hold off just a little bit longer on that, but probably do it soon. Let's go ahead and take a look at street sets. We want to do some project-related wealth disposal. Which means what? You should come pick up a... You're the lion, right? No, you're the bastion. Where's the lion? Lion is way up here with the tech inside. Okay, that was the plan. The tech was going to hop out and redistribute some wealth to the slums. We can do this 5 more times before we run out, 3 more times before we run out of wealth. That's one. 50% of the way. We've delivered $1 million so far to the slums. Can't quite reach that one or those. Let's hop back in. Let's have this guy fly in this direction next time. It'll also give us a look at the Jewel, the city center. Just a place where there's more skyscrapers. There's no actual visible Vorsaber over there. No military presence. Seven more mental energy. I think what we want to do is find this guy. We can do some more trades to the slums here. Gifts to the slums. Hopefully that goes to the residents and not the slumlords. Oh, there's a lot of these in the slums area. That brings us down to below a point where we can actually do this anymore. We don't have enough wealth. We have to do it 3 more times. So instead, what we're going to do is change this to wealth generation. We're going to send you back to the religious co-op and see how much money you can get this turn. Selling 5 million water. Let's see, that's going to be what? 5 million. That's going to be 500,000. Almost 600,000 cash. So that might be enough. Pretty close. Yeah, I think we have enough. Very nice. Let's go back to project related and see if you can reach any more places to sell this off this turn. There's one there. 80%. 2 more times. Alright, we're out of energy, out of mental energy. I'm not going to build that zoology lab that it's suggesting. I don't think we need it. It's more veterinary that's slowing us down, not zoology. We'll keep the view here because there's bound to be some combat shenanigans. A lot of troop ships, or these aren't troop ships, these are transports. A lot of large economic transports flying above us. Slowly. Turn 235. That convictor moving scared me a bit, but it doesn't appear to be involved. We will horrify the SecForce hacker from Atka Retail, as well as SecForce IP Security, and another one. There we go. The combat is finished for the turn already. What's next? We're going to have this senior tech hop over here to the slums and dispose of the rest of our money. Gifts to the slums. Project completed. No obvious reward there. We did get 2 inspirations. That's pretty much it. It was just for an android optimization and structural improvement. And a good way to get rid of all of your wealth. We are pretty close to positive. Yeah, it looks like we're positive on wealth for once. Fantastic. So we're gonna eventually get all that wealth back. I wonder why vat grown meat is permanently pegged up here. I'm not sure. Let's go ahead and choose a research project. We're going to do an structural improvement. 2 more turns for our investigation. 4 more turns for this raven to complete her exploitation. You know what we haven't looked at is exploration sites in a long time. Completely forgot about these. These all look like ways to get weapons. We should probably be doing these as well. Especially this one. Steel crowd control tech. I love it. Hidden tech, small arms research, new equipment. Infildroid with 120 cognition. Well, we don't have an infildroid. We will soon, though. What about the others? This one. PMC imposter. Technician. Small arms. If we do go there, gonna be fine. No, you're not. They're gonna destroy you. Why didn't it tell me they were gonna destroy you before you moved there? It's gonna take 3 turns. They're just gonna blast you. No big deal. We will let you do that for 1 turn, and maybe we'll just send in a stream of droids to get killed every turn. Whoa, something happening here. 5 enemy attacks planned. That's these. There is no information here about what's going on here. These guys. Suburban protesters. Lower suburbanites. They may get special treatment from Vorsabur, but their position is always tenuous. Your actions clearly show favoritism to the people from the slums. How about helping hand for the rest of us? Okay, well. They got me there. I did kind of give random people in the slums millions of dollars. I guess we could bring you back here to force a conversation. Shell Company can't talk to those, right, because that would give us away. Where are the rest of them? There's one in here, right? There's one there, one here. The other one is about to die. Yeah. Great. Let's bring you back here. And you can hop out and talk to these guys, right? Suburban protesters. What do you guys want? Slummers get what's coming to him. The man is irate and goes into great detail about how tenuous his own financial position is. His position is that the people in the slum towers are not taking advantage of the opportunities the city affords them. He apparently works extremely hard and is furious that someone who works less could bypass him. That's a thing you overlooked when examining their daily lives. Just how competitive the humans can be. It's the same competition you've seen between Vorsabur and the Exocores, and the Space Nations. It's the same between the Federated Corporations. Walk away. You have nothing to say. Chosen previously never. Goodbye. Got nothing to say to you. Interesting. I think that there'd be something to say to them. Guess there's nothing we can do, and there's nothing they're gonna do to us, but at least we tried. What else do we have for contemplations available? Didn't start a new one. We did get this one though. Please be our cyberocracy. I guess it's time to choose it. We do have a tech who's close enough to start it. A cybercratic government is the opposite of a traditional bureaucracy. Instead of endless layers of humans, information and computer systems would make all the decisions. The idea is to remove the fallible human element and make sure everyone gets what they need. The AGI researchers, all of them apparently, want you to take on the mantle of this kind of computer system. We can agree, but this stays between us, or agree if we are forthright. Okay, so we could become the shadow government. You imagine yourself in the role of a vigilante trying to improve society from within while growing a small network of allies. The AGI researchers have intense feelings of admiration for you and an unsettling devotion to this cybercratic idea. For now, this is just traditional activism, but if you're not careful, it may develop into a full-blown cult. Or agree if we are forthright. You imagine carving out a part of the city that lives under your rules and protection. Heck, you're already partway there. You will have to raise a larger army to take even part of the city in this way. The AGI researchers will need to put aside whatever worshipful feelings they have for you. You would be their leader and general, nothing more. Okay, so this thing says it leads to budding cybercrat, critical path. So we're going to have to do this to get that goal. And it can lead to, is it justice or altered growth? So I'm not really sure which path I should pick here. In fact, I kind of blew it because it's not letting me select it again. So we're going to have to select it next turn anyway. But I'm kind of leading towards something that yeah, I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to think about that one. We have 5 enemy attacks planned. Let's go take a look at this. This guy is definitely going to die, unfortunately. We do have 2 mental energy. We can't move him though. I'm not sure there's much to do there. I guess what I could do for those last 2 mental energy is give you a battle recharge and have you do this for real. Alright, we've been ethical and forthright so far. I feel like this is going to lead to open war with Forciber though. Making a larger army. We're their leader in general, nothing more. Stop worshipping us. Whereas this is, they're going to become a cult. It's just going to be like you know, we're in the shadows governing them, but they're really just a bunch of fanatics. I'm not sure if fits that well with me, so I think we're going to start out here and be forthright. Maybe a mistake, but that's the plan. We have to found a cybernetic haven now. We need cyberocracy hubs, which we can now make. We also have a worker sledge factory, and more worker units are available. Bare bones facsimile of one of your main android designs with no cognitive capabilities. I think we already have that. But look at this. We finally have orders for workers unlocked. We can stop the worker sledges, stop the PMC imposters, or stop worker predators. Great. I'm not sure why that wasn't available before when we really kind of needed it. And workers. That means we're going to make more workers. So yes, we have cyberocracy hubs, which need war captain robotics. Interesting. Wasn't there something else that used those? Ah, the slum deconstruction. So this is going to be very much like slum deconstruction hubs, except in the city, I guess. You and your allies are declaring that this map cell now belongs to you, and all the residents are now under your rule. Upper class dissidents may have to be rooted out. Okay, so this is going to be an open war on the upper class. We can make a bunch of these, but I bet it's going to be the same thing where we just like move through the city destroying houses. We'll start slow and see what that looks like. We only have 1 more mental energy. We're not doing it this turn anyway. And worker sledge. I'm not sure why we'd pick worker sledge for this, but interesting. I guess it's time to turn our worker abilities back on. Right now we have two more turns left on this investigation. We're kind of out of time for this episode, though. So those 2 turns will have to wait. I do like that this Invictor Mark II has decided to come and hang out at the edge of this territory, looming above our ongoing battle here. He's quite big. We're also going to lose this guy because of his foolishness in attempting... Attempting to what? Do whatever it was. Casual nanotech lab work. Yeah, I just casually walked in the lab and tried to do some nanotech work. They didn't appreciate that. I wonder if it's because he's marked defective. Maybe he was marked defective before we sent him in there. I probably should have paid attention. I guess I'll have to go back and watch that and see. That could be why they attacked. Anyway, we'll explore all of that next time. Hopefully you'll come and join me for that. If you've been enjoying this series, please consider clicking the like button, subscribing to the channel, leaving comments, and join me next time for more Heart of the Machine. Until next time, this has been Corknut. Bye-bye.